When COVID hit, a lot of people's businesses got wiped out.
It nearly wiped me out. Doors kicked in, windows smashed. I think this is like a curse of being an entrepreneur. Always feeling like you're not doing enough.
I've gone to Dubai. Honestly, things are changing for me.
There's 10,000 millionaires leaving the UK a year.
I was mad stressed, proper stressed. That was probably one of the darkest moments. Some people have built their whole portfolios from doing that strategy. I think that's probably the worst thing someone could do. He served me an official notice. They knocked on my door, postman, you've been served. So this is quite a big moment for me.
Big, huge.
Everything might change. So Sean, we've got a lot going on. 2025.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, I've just landed, just came back. Dubai trip was nice. Where are you off to now? You're going to LA, right?
Yeah, LA, Vegas next week. I went to 10X Growth Conference.
Nice.
Cannot wait, man.
Yeah, that.
Honestly, like I've always wanted to go to one of those.
Have you been to a Grant Cardone event yet?
No, just virtually.
Yeah.
Just virtually. So I just want to be like, I just want to connect with a different network, to be honest, because like one of the things I love about Americans, they're more extravagant, they're more like extroverted.
Yeah.
They talk about money without any shame.
Yeah.
Like English people, we're like a bit more laid back, and we like a bit more like.
They don't want to talk about money. English people, we don't want to speak about it
at all. Like
most people, they'll try and keep it very private. Like wealthy people in England are very much private. So
you all love about Americans as well. They celebrate success.
Yeah.
They don't hate on success. I think in the UK, a lot of people like hate on success, man.
Yeah.
Like you talk about goals, you talk about big. Like for me, I only share my goals with a handful of people because a lot of people just hate on it.
Yeah, they do.
That's the reality. Whereas America, because I've got some friends in America I've got some friends that have moved to America, and even with them, when I have conversations, it's different, man.
Yeah.
The energy's different. So I want to go over there, connect with different people, and just build my network, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because I remember you were saying to me about Dubai. You were saying about how people's mindset over there is very different. People are very like business orientated, entrepreneurial. I never really saw that because I'm quite reserved. I don't really go and chat to people that much. I'm quite introverted.
Yeah.
But then from kind of living there, because I've been there for like 6 weeks now, I realised you were right. People are so entrepreneurial. 100%. People are open for business. So like me and Anthony Laville, we was just in a lobby in what's it called? The Address.
Yeah, nice.
And we just seen random guys start speaking to them, like about business. And he's saying in that same lobby, he's met so many people. Yeah. People are very open to talk business.
100%, man. What's your thoughts on Dubai anyway? Like what's it saying?
I like it. Yeah. I think, honestly, you don't have to lock your door. I love that.
So safe, isn't it, man?
Yeah. Like, I don't have kids, but like, if I had kids, I'd be feeling like that's the place to be. Because not locking your door is a vibe.
100%. And what do you think they're doing that makes it so safe in Dubai as opposed to being in the UK? What are they doing differently?
I feel like if someone steals, they just get the fingers chopped off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, the truth is, I don't know how that system works, but I know everyone's kind of shook to break the law.
Yeah. Everyone respects the law, innit?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the difference. Whereas in the UK, no one respects the law.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no order. But like what I've noticed about when I'm in Dubai, everyone respects the leader. Everyone knows who the leader is.
Yeah.
Everyone respects the leader.
Yeah.
And everyone's very passionate about Dubai and the UAE as a whole.
Yeah. What's that car that you want, bro?
Cullinan,
Cullinan.
Yeah.
Imagine I was driving in an Uber. I was in the backseat of Uber, and there was a Cullinan driving past.
Mad.
And it had like the number plate, like, you know, the one. It says I think it was UAE 1 or like DUB 1. And then the Uber driver's like, that's Royal Family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the guy was just on his own, just chilling with a headset on, talking on the phone, driving.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. I love that car.
So when you're in LA then, so you've got GC Growth Conference.
Yeah, that's in Vegas. So I'm in LA to start off with. I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing as well. So that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Do some sightseeing in LA. LA's just chilling, really. Just get about a bit. I'm going to do a hike as well.
Yeah.
Because I think LA's meant to be really good for hiking.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to do that. And then I'll go to Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, so you go to Vegas as well? Oh,
yeah. So it's only like an hour and a half away on the flight. So I'm in LA for like 4 days, and then I'm in Vegas for 5 days.
You're going to drive to Vegas from LA?
I'm not too sure yet, you know. I may drive. If not, I'm just going to catch a flight. It's like an hour and a half.
I think you should drive, bro.
Yeah, man.
Route 66, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Route 66.
It'll be a good experience, to be fair. And then, man, I'm just really looking forward to this Growth Conference, just to like get back and have a different energy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. You know, I've been to a couple Grant Cardone events.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Always come back so fired up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, I think he's very, very good at helping people's mindset. And You'll love it, bro.
Yeah,
honestly.
man.
I don't know if you know Moise.
Yeah.
I met him at the Grant Cardone event 7 years ago.
mad.
I had one property. He had, I think, 7 rent-to-rent deals.
Mm.
Then he scaled it up to like 30 rent-to-rent deals.
Mad.
COVID hit, and then he gave some of them back. Started getting into buying properties. I found that interesting because when COVID hit, a lot of people's businesses got wiped out, or some people pivoted. Louise pivoted, you pivoted. I was okay with what I was doing
Yeah.
because I was just buying properties, and I'm glad I didn't stop. A lot of people were saying to me in COVID, don't buy. I'm so glad I didn't listen to that.
So what made you like go your own path and not listen? Because that's the thing in business, a lot of people got opinions. A lot of people go, oh, don't do this. I remember people saying to me, don't get into social housing, Sean. Like it's not worth it.
They'll trash the house.
They'll trash the house. You're getting doors kicked in, windows smashed.
Yeah.
So like, what was it for you that made you think, no, I'm not listening to that. I'm gonna do my own thing. Like,
You know what it is? I just didn't see any other option for me. I was like, well, what else am I going to be doing?
Yeah.
I've quit my job. I've got about 5 or 6 properties. I'm full-time a developer. Why am I not going to... I already had deals lined up to buy. I was buying them. But everyone was saying, pull out. Pull out of the deal. Don't buy it. Imagine, I'm so glad I didn't because that one of those deals I did in lockdown was the best deal that I've ever done.
wow. Mad.
Massively below market value. Did it. Pulled all my money back out on the refinance. So I'm glad I didn't listen, man.
That's the thing, innit? Like you've got a great story now, and you persevered through it and pushed through it. And I think me and you, we know loads of people that were thriving before COVID.
Yeah.
COVID wiped a lot of people out. It nearly wiped me out.
Yeah.
I had to adapt. I had to look at the trend, and I think a great entrepreneurial trait is understanding that, like, you know, you're there to solve problems, you're there to create value. If you can do that effectively, then it's a case of like you've got to thrive, you've got to win.
Yeah.
And all seasons, because the thing is, there's always going to be recessions in the cycle. You know the recession's coming up, and there's some people that thrive through it, and there's some people that are able to spot their opportunities, and there's some people that retract and say, "Oh, okay, I'm scared now. I'm going to pull back," and unfortunately, all you're doing is sabotaging your own success because that's an opportunity where you can grow the most.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one thing I struggle with though, it's like, I don't know if you get the same thing, you probably do, where you have like a lot of ideas, a lot of opportunities come your way, you're not sure what to spend your time most focused on.
Yeah.
I'm in that kind of situation now where it's like, we've got some great things going on with obviously our joint business, High Performance Academy, with LN Capital, and I'm at a crossroads of like, should I start a new thing in Dubai? Should I do this, or should I just literally focus on what I'm doing right now? What do you do? How do you handle that?
It's hard, man, because I go for this you know what? It's crazy because I think this is like a curse of being an entrepreneur. This is a curse of being an ambitious person. It's always feeling like you're not doing enough.
Yes.
Constantly, literally, I'm constantly. Sometimes I sit in my bed, I'm like, I'm not doing enough. I feel like I need to do more. I feel like I need to do more. And it's hard to find that balance. But one of the things that I would say is always do what's doing well. So never give up. Something's doing well, don't give up on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You want to just keep doubling down. So for me, when I think about my property journey so far, I started off in service accommodation, and then I didn't really like service accommodation because for me, it didn't give me the stability that I wanted to achieve. So then I'd done service accommodation for like 6 months, and I thought, you know what, it's working okay, but it's not giving me stability. So I'll tell you what I'll do something else on top of service accommodation. So then I got into HMOs.
Yeah.
And I was doing rent to HMO for a while, and that was going really well. And I was building a 2 on the side.
Yeah.
And then that was going well to the point where I was able to leave my job. And then when COVID happened, I had no choice but to pivot because service accommodation taught me that it wasn't really a recession-proof strategy. And overnight, it just got pulled. And then the rent to HMO, I had lots of students that were going AWOL. They're running back to their parents' house all over the UK. Professionals are losing their jobs. They were all furloughed. And I was like, man, this isn't a bulletproof strategy. And then I pivoted and got into social housing. And the social housing for me, I've been doing that since 2020. And it's gone really well. So for me, although I'm always getting opportunities coming my way and get involved in this, get involved in that. But for me, I'm like, look, the social housing is working extremely well. In fact, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. We've got the 500 rooms. So actually, I'm like, it's pointless me looking into something else and looking at, oh, wow, this shiny penny, because like what I've got here, if I just keep watering the grass, it's going to keep growing. And it's like, I think for you, you've got a great business where it's like, it's the same where you can just keep watering the grass.
Yeah.
And then, but then there's, I think there's nothing wrong actually with starting something else, something new. But I feel like what you need to do is keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. And I think sometimes people get lost because something's working well, they make something else the main thing and then lose the original thing that they had that was good in the first place.
Yeah, that's it. Because it's like almost whatever you focus on the most is what's going to kind of grow.
Yeah.
So like that's as well on a law of attraction level. When people focus on the negative, that grows.
Yeah.
They get more negativity coming in.
100%.
That's a completely different topic, but my mind just went there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if you think negatively,
Yeah.
you're going to attract negative things. And every time when I think to myself, like, 'cause people always say to me, like, Sean, how are you all so positive? And it's because I can't afford not to be. Like, if I start thinking negatively, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to have all this negative energy coming to my life.
It literally grows. You can feel it like
100%.
growing. Every day will get worse.
Yeah, and I look at it even deeper. I'm like, okay, cool. If I'm a negative person, guess what happens? It pushes onto my team.
Exactly.
It affects their performance,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we've got like a whole organization full of negativity. It's
bad,
mad because you're only as good as your leader, and we're leaders in our spaces. So like, we have to ensure that our energy is correct. We're going to work on ourselves, fill our own cup, so that we can keep pouring into others.
It's making me think now, bro. It's making me think, oh, I shouldn't have said that today or that today.
Yeah,
But it's good though. It's good to
man.
like we're always trying to level up.
Yeah,
And I think that's what obviously being a high performer is all about, leveling up daily, getting better
100%.
every day.
100%.
But it's like, it's interesting though, because I feel your environment plays such a key role. So when I've gone to Dubai, honestly, things are changing for me. Because in the UK, now I've got to say this without coming across in the wrong way here, but you know, in the UK, if you've got a decent car,
yeah,
you've got a decent sized business, you own properties or whatever, you've got some level of wealth, you're kind of in that upper bracket of in the UK.
yeah, 100%.
But in Dubai, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm literally here. I've got no car there right now, no apartment there right now. Literally, I don't own a business there right now. It's very much, I feel, right here. And you know what? I think that was good for me.
yeah, I love
Because
that.
it's literally pushed me. So I quit nicotine, quit vaping, taking nicotine. I used to take them snus things, remember?
Yeah, remember?
Man, I don't know why I did that for so long. It's embarrassing. Stopped doing that. But I think it was all to do with my environment.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I love that. So what was it that clicked for you that made you think, you know what, Dubai, of all places, so like, why not somewhere else?
You know, I think for me, I always follow my instinct. So like, my gut feeling is like my instinct. And I pray about stuff a lot. So I feel like it's like God leading me to a certain place. So when we went there for New Year's and my birthday, I think that just opened my eyes a bit to like, oh, I actually really like it here. I could live here. And then did I extend my trip?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because I came back and then you went back then from Thailand.
So I stayed from Thailand. I went back to Dubai pretty much. I went to Abu Dhabi, stayed there for 10 days. And that's when I was like, yeah, I could live here.
Nice.
And then, yeah, I just enjoyed it. And just thought I could live there.
Yeah, man, love that.
But I need that push. Because I think, you know, if someone's in their home city their whole life, they get so complacent, comfortable.
Yeah.
Like subconsciously.
100%. Like, there's no growth in your comfort zone, and you're in a position now where you're out of your comfort zone. But also, as well, it's great because you've done the work on yourself, you've done the work on your business, and you're in a very fortunate position. But you're in a fortunate position because you worked hard to get yourself in that position. But you're in a great position where you don't actually need to be in the UK.
Yeah.
Like, you can work remotely, and that's the thing. Like, there is not many reasons to be in the UK right now.
Yeah.
There's so many benefits from moving, and obviously you've got sun.
Yeah, tax
all
benefits.
year round, tax benefits, the environment, and actually, like, a lot of people, that's why a lot of business owners, I read something the other day, I watched something like a podcast, and it was saying that like there's 10,000 millionaires leaving the UK a year.
That's mad.
10,000, like, there'll be no one left that's a millionaire soon, like in a few years, because it's crazy.
That's the thing though, they squeeze business owners that much.
Yeah,
What do they expect? They're making you pay your staff more, they're taxing you more as well. Stamp duty increase was a slap in the face for me.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, all right, I'm already paying 3% of a purchase price. That's a lot of money. Now it's gone to 5% and it's like, why?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, man. I feel like, to be honest, in the UK, there's not a lot of benefits for business owners.
Yeah.
You get penalised for being a business owner. You get penalised for, making a positive contribution instead of being rewarded.
Yeah.
I do feel like there are other countries out there that are actually rewarding entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And it's sad to see, really, because the UK is losing a lot of good people right now.
Do you think Donald Trump will eliminate tax, like income tax for American citizens?
I don't know, but I do think he's a very clever guy. He's obviously a billionaire himself, and I feel like he's got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and he understands business. He understands things from an entrepreneurial point of view. And I think that's whether you like Donald Trump or not, but if you notice, like ever since he's taken that position, he's making a lot of decisions.
Yeah, he is. There's been a lot of changes.
He's getting things boxed off very quickly because do you know what? He's got the entrepreneurial business mindset.
Yeah.
So he's treating the role as a business.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this is the business. This is where we are now. This is where we need to go. This is where we need to get to, and we haven't got all day to do this. We haven't got forever.
Yeah.
It's like he's doing things and getting things boxed off a lot quicker.
Yeah. It's just crazy though, because like someone watching might think, oh, Sean's pro-Trump.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate Trump, this and that. Because one of our mentees actually, someone else in the High Performance Academy messaged me saying about how Trump's kind of ruining her life in a way. But I don't know, I think she was just more worried about the what ifs.
Yeah.
Like, what if this happens?
Yeah.
What? A lot of question marks.
Yeah.
But I just kind of said to her, look, focus on what you can control. Don't worry about things that are out of your control. All it's going to do is stress you out.
100%. Here's the thing, so my thing on any politician or any government, it's easy to blame the government. It's easy to blame the economy. Oh, we're in a recession, so that's why I didn't achieve my goals this year. Or, I don't know, like Labour got into power, so now I can't achieve my goals and this has hindered me. But here's the thing, all you do is put the blame on someone else. And as far as you put the blame on someone else, you're never going to achieve success. Here's the thing, you have the power. Only you have the power to control your own financial security. And if you're putting on someone else, then unfortunately, you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. Because here's the thing, the politicians and the government don't really have your best interests at heart. I'm not saying, do you know what? Oh, I want to help Luigi Newton directly and I want to make him rich. Like you have to get up every morning and say, do you know what? I'm going to be in control of my financial situation. And you can't let anyone stop you.
And I think that's the big thing we see as well, is the victim mindset. Victim mentality. We've had so many instances of that. People that I know, people I was close with in my life, and I just think that's probably one of the worst mentalities someone can have. 100%. Is a victim of nothing ever goes my way, things don't work out for me, all my businesses flop. All it is they're doing there is attracting more negativity, like we was just saying.
100%.
But this actually helps me talking to you because it reminds me what I need to do. Because I don't really chat to that many people.
Yeah.
Like, especially on a business level, a high level business level.
Yeah, same to be honest.
Yeah.
Same.
But it's made me think today, is like, I need to just focus on what I want rather than what I don't want.
Yeah.
I need to remember what I'm doing and what I want. Because it is easy to lose sight of all the day-to-day stuff that goes on.
100%. And the thing as well, what I'm realising as well, is that the more successful you are, and this is why I love going to Grant Cardone, because he reminds, every time I listen to Grant Cardone, he reminds you about the haters. He reminds you about the hardship, because he's obviously a multi-billionaire and he's gone through a lot of stuff. I've been following Grant Cardone since I started before my entrepreneurial journey. And he reminds you that you've got to get a lot of haters, man. And I feel like we're doing everything by the book. Do you know what I mean? We're doing everything right. Even we still get haters, and you get employees that just cause you a headache. It's the real world. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, for me, I always try and document that stuff and try and share information
as much as you can. Because that's the thing, like, we live in this generation where you share something, someone gets offended, and then it causes you more problems. So we're trying to document our journeys like in the most authentic way possible. That's kind of our ethos, isn't it? Around
100%.
Your brand, my brand, and HPA as well. Our joint brand is like authenticity.
Yeah.
But I think anyone starting their property journey that's going online, showcasing, they need to keep that in mind. Like, whatever you do, my biggest tip to someone would be authentic with whatever you do.
100%. That's how you're different. Like, that's what makes you you. If that's why people follow you, because you're not like everyone else. Like, you're actually sharing the truth. And I think that's so important. That's what makes people engaged.
Exactly. Like, you don't need to come across as some sort of expert if you're just starting out. You can just literally say, right, guys, this is what I'm up to. This is what I'm doing. That's kind of the approach I had when it worked well.
So what do you do at the moment that helps you deal with stress?
Okay, that's a great one, because there's always something I'm trying to get better at. To be honest with you, I'd say gym every day, or like 4 to 5 times a week, always helps. I've been in the most stressful situations. Like, for example, I had a very bad down valuation one time, and there was a lot of bad stuff going on in the business. I was mad stressed, proper stressed. But then I went to the gym, did a 1-to-1 session, and then I did another session straight after. I trained for like 2 hours, and honestly, I felt cloud nine again.
Yeah, I love that. Love that.
So I'd say gym, also going to like the spa, doing fun activities.
Yeah,
I'm an
yeah,
activities guy. I
Yeah.
like to do stuff.
Yeah, same, same.
I like to switch things up and traveling as well.
Yeah, oh,
Like, these
traveling,
things make such a difference to you, like your
Traveling.
mental.
Traveling's a game changer, man.
Yeah.
Seeing the
What
world.
about you? What would be your main things?
I think it's understanding what recalibrates your mind. So like what
Yes.
you said, like for you go to gym because that's what recalibrates your mind. It gives you like a reset. And for me now, I'm at a situation where if I feel stressed, I will literally stop working. I won't continue to work once I'm stressed because it's not productive.
Yeah.
And also, not only is it not productive, it's not healthy. So I will stop working. I'll do something like, I will go to the gym, or I'll play the drums, or just do something that I might have a conversation. I might switch the task completely. Sometimes not even. Sometimes I don't even need to stop doing work. I need to stop doing that specific task that's stressing me out.
Yeah.
Do something else, get my mind off it, come back to it at a later date. And honestly, always works.
For business owners, that's such a gem.
Yeah.
Like, that is a massive gem. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to do that. So, Sean, what would you say, like, so far for your whole business career, what's been the darkest moment for yourself? I know it's a bit of a dark question, but...
I would say in 2023, we was working with a registered social housing provider, and essentially we was putting deals through them, and they was paying us, but they were a franchise through another head office. So they had some mix up with the head office, and there was some stuff going on, and basically the head office cancelled the franchise. And what happened, they owed me like 60 grand.
Oh, I think I remember this, bro.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it was such a tough time because 60 grand is obviously a lot of money. And back in 2023, I had a decent sized portfolio, but I couldn't afford just to lose £60,000 like that. And when it happened, it was like the day before payday. So imagine I've got all my staff, and I think back then I probably had about 8 members of staff back then. And it's like I had to pay all my staff, and I was relying on that £60,000 to pay them. And I was going on holiday because I was going on holiday for a whole month.
Stress, man.
So imagine I was relying on that 60k to come through to pay my staff, had rent that was due, and also pay myself so I can go and enjoy this well-deserved holiday. And it didn't happen. I had to call the council. Thankfully I managed to get the money back, but it was after 3 months. So I had to just weather the storm. But there's a famous quote, and I live by this quote. It says, when you lack resources, you must become resourceful. So actually, although I was very stressed at the time, I wasn't panicking. It's actually crazy. A lot of people will be panicking and like, oh, it's payday tomorrow, I'm gonna pay my staff. I just became resourceful. And I was able to raise the finance.
Yeah.
Which helped me to weather the storm. And I feel like because I didn't panic, and because I remained calm, and because I remained logical, it helped me to get through the situation. Whereas if I started panicking, the thing is, when you start panicking, you're not in a fit state. You're not in the right state of mind to be able to make competent decisions.
Yeah.
So, and then unfortunately, you end up making the wrong decisions because you're panicking so much. I just literally remember that quote: when you lack resources, you must become resourceful. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I raised the finance. In fact, I was able to raise £100,000. So that literally got me through the storm. And then I remained calm. I was able to then speak to the council, get my money back. Because at the end of the day, that's one of the things I love about the council. It's the council's money. So the council are not going to have you working with a third party and them not paying you.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. So I was able to recoup every penny that I was owed. And then,
Wow.
live to tell the tale.
Oh, man, that's a crazy story, but it just shows that, you found a way to make
Yeah,
it work. A lot of people would have
100%.
crumbled down, closed down the business, fired their staff.
Yeah,
Horrible situation to be in.
100%.
But props to you, man, for
man.
getting through that.
What about you?
You know what? Kind of similar. Kind of a money pressure thing. That was probably one of the darkest moments. Is basically, actually, I don't know if that is the darkest. It was pretty dark, but I don't know if it was like the worst time. But this one comes to mind. Basically, I had an investor on board. So on a fixed return, I no longer have any investor. I've only got one very, very small one investor. But this time, this was one of my investors. And basically, I owed him £50,000. And I was coming on to the end of the agreement. And basically, I was updating him throughout the whole process. Like, listen, the remortgage is about to come through. So you'll get paid, as soon as it goes through. So anyway, we're 3 weeks late, and he's not having none of it. So he's gone to a solicitor, and he's basically tried to threaten me with. He served me an official notice. I think it's called a statutory demand. He served me with this. They knocked on my door. Postman, you've been served.
Wow.
Have you seen when people do that? Like, you've
On
been
TV,
served.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you've been served. I was like, hey.
But they actually say you've been served?
Yeah, like the postman's gone. You've been served.
What?
You know what I mean? Anyway, I've got this paper. I've read it, and it basically just says that, you know, they're trying to get me. It's like an insolvency solicitor. They're trying to proceed and take action against me through courts, etc.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you've got 14 days to pay. Again, lacked resources, so I became
Yeah, yeah.
resourceful. And basically, what I did was I sold shares in one of my properties for 50k, paid him back.
Ah, I
Yeah.
love that.
So I sold some shares in the property.
Yeah,
I paid him back, and then I got my remortgage through, and then I just had the extra cash. I bought more properties with it.
Love that. Yeah, I love that.
So
That's it.
But I just leveraged my asset then,
Yeah.
because obviously I didn't want to borrow more money from
Yeah.
investors and have the same thing happen.
Yeah,
But when it comes to working with investors, what would be your biggest tips for people?
So first thing I'd say is if you're doing a JV long term, you need to ensure that you actually like this person
Yeah.
and you can get along with, and you know about this more than anyone. And then when you're raising finance, you need to ensure that don't overstretch like what you can borrow, and
Yes.
also the term as well.
Yeah, yeah.
The term's really important. So if you know that it's going to take 12 months or it's going to take 24 months, whatever it is, don't sign a 12-month agreement or
Yeah.
6-month agreement, because all's going to happen, you've got the money now, it's all good, great. Guess what happens? 6 months, 12 months. If the project's not completed and you
Yeah.
owe this money, you're going to put yourself under an immense amount of stress.
You need that safety buffer.
That safety buffer.
Yeah.
So what I would say, and I love this because over-delivering, under-promising.
Yeah.
So if you sign like an 18-month term, but it's actually done in 12 months, and you say to the investor, actually, great news, the project's finished, I can pay you back 6 months early.
Yeah.
It looks good on
a
you.
win-win, yeah.
As opposed to you approaching 12 months and you're literally stressed, can't even sleep because you're thinking, am I going to meet this deadline?
Yeah, but I find it hilarious when people borrow from Peter to pay Paul. Some people have built their whole portfolios
Yeah.
from doing that strategy. I think that's probably the worst thing someone could do. Because
Yeah.
basically they're just in massive amount of debts. They've got the mortgage debt, but also they've got all of these private investors' debt. And the thing is, a lot of people in our industry, I'm not going to name and shame, but
I remember.
there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that are borrowing funds, and guess what? They're not even paying back the investors.
Yeah.
And that's another massive issue.
I remember, yeah. Do you remember on HPE, we got a guest on?
Yeah.
And you two had a bit of an argument.
Yeah.
So it was, I can't believe he actually said this, but it was a case of like, he came on and basically said that he raised his finance, and then you was like, okay, he raised his finance in 12 months, or sometimes 6 months, knowing that the project's not going to be completed in that time. And I think you didn't ask him a question. You was like, oh, well, what did you do then? How did you pay the investor back? And he was like, oh, I just raised finance. Just raise more. I was like,
bad, man.
it's like,
That's bad. I remember what I said to him, I was like, I won't be able to sleep at night.
100%, same.
It's more the stress of knowing I can't pay them back.
Yeah. And
That
you've
could
gotta-
ruin someone's life.
Oh, 100%.
It's not even about me.
And what happens if you can't raise more finance?
Yeah.
Like, the investor is relying on you to have the deal completed, to pay him from the deal.
Yeah.
Not relying on you to be able to raise more finance for you to potentially pay the investor back.
Yeah.
That's crazy work for me.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's one that opened my eyes actually, to the way a lot of people do it in the industry.
Yeah. It's really bad. And a lot of people say, oh, JVs are not for me. I don't want to partner someone in. Why do I give them half the profit? But my thing is, but you don't have to pay them back. Like when you JV with someone, it's a partnership. Like you're splitting the profit.
Yeah.
They've got money tied up in the deal, but that's fine because you set the expectation. But
But then,
yeah.
but then also as well, the thing I like about JVs is if you look at your work rate and the deals that you've done,
Yeah.
yes, you're having to split the profit, but you're doing a lot more deals.
Volume, innit?
Yeah, it's a much bigger volume and much less risk.
Yeah.
Personally, in terms of you not having to like pay finance back.
Yeah, 100%.
So-
I mean, it's got pros and cons, don't
Yeah, 100%.
Because when you do have a bad JV partner, obviously it can be very stressful.
Yeah.
But thank God that most of my partners, I'd say 95% of my partners are amazing to work
Yeah.
with. So it's been good. I'm glad I've done it. I've learned a lot. Guys, if you need a mortgage broker, then I'd recommend Mortgage Style. They're the best in the game. I've had 5 brokers tell me no. Mortgage Style tell me yes. Check them out. Link in the description.
So what's your future plans moving forward in terms of purchasing property?
Yeah.
Are you still doing the same setup with JVs, or are you just going to buy them outright yourself?
Great question. So when it comes to the financing side, I probably will still do JVs, but in the future I'll probably buy my own as well. Maybe
Yeah.
buy some in Dubai. But in terms of what I'm looking to do purchase-wise, I need to see how my refinances go.
Yeah.
So I've got 9 that I'm in process of being refinanced. Mostly social housing HMOs in non-Article 4 areas. I think the banks are being a bit more conservative now because obviously
Yeah.
Labour have come into party, increased the stamp duty. There's more things that landlords have to do, more compliance stuff. So, as you know, a bit headachy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the lenders and valuers might be a bit more conservative.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to see what these 9 come in at. But if I get good values that I'm happy with, I'm just going to keep going, keep buying more. But it does come down to these valuations. So this is quite a big moment for me.
Big, huge.
Everything might change
Yeah.
in my strategy. Also, Dubai. In Dubai, you can't do a kind of a JV model where, say, like, me and you couldn't just buy a property together in Dubai because we're not related.
Right, oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, so if you're using a mortgage, you have to be related.
Right,
Or you have to
okay.
have like a business together, but in order to get a mortgage for a business, you have to have 6 months worth of income
Ah, right,
proof in that business.
Wow. It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I could do sourcing and just charge a big fee there.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that in there. What's the Dubai market like?
It's good, you know, but obviously it's. I was speaking with this landlord there.
Yeah.
He bought about 6 properties in Marina,
Okay.
and basically he bought them, and then they went down massively, and it took him a few years to get it back up. They said they're still not back up to what he bought them for.
Wow.
So he's kind of
See, it's crazy because that's what you don't see on
Yeah.
social media. On social media, it's all these agents are
sell you them
they're
props.
portraying it like it's some sort of dream. I've seen people
Yeah.
saying, "Yeah, double your money back, double your money in like a year."
Yeah.
And yeah, it probably is in some developments, but it's painted. I feel like from what you see on social media, it's painted that it's all a dream
Yeah.
there in terms of purchasing.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like we've not seen in the UK that massive dip.
Yeah,
You know what?
100%.
My dad told me though that because my dad's kind of old, he's like 70 years old, 67.
Yeah.
He said he bought a property and then he was in negative equity for a bit, but then it picked back up after like 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's not that bad.
Hmm.
But the way that this guy's described it is like it's a longer period, like it took him ages to get it back.
Yeah,
He bought
yeah,
them in 08.
Wow.
But I guess maybe he bought him when there was at the peak and then crashed.
Yeah,
Because 08 just sounded crazy, man.
that is mad.
08 is, yeah. I hear a lot of horror stories about 08.
Yeah. Same.
But our JV that we're doing is nearly finished.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it is finished, sorry. We've just got it rented. We're about to refinance it.
Yeah.
So that's been an interesting one.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's just a long process. I think like the purchasing property, that whole process in the UK, it does need to shake up. It needs like a revolution now because why does it take so long? The whole process.
I know, bro. And a lot of our students that are working with me on the BRR side, they want to do auction properties.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of saying with auction, you've got 30 to 60 days to complete. Now, granted, a lot of the paperwork stuff has been done, like the searches have always been done with auction, but I say that's a lot of time pressure for you to complete to get the keys. I don't think you should do auction. So I kind of push them away from auction.
Right. Okay.
But then some of them, I can still see they want to do it. So it's quite hard to navigate. I kind of say to them, look, if you want to risk it. But my advice is you don't. Don't do auction. You can buy something that didn't sell at auction and you negotiate the terms like, all right, I need 3 months to complete.
Yeah.
But don't do this 30-day thing because they'll keep your deposit.
Yeah.
10% deposit, they'll keep
Yeah,
it.
unless you have the funds readily available.
Yeah.
Or 100% you can raise that finance.
Yeah.
Like, whereas I know some people don't have the funds, they're probably doing it and like
Yeah.
hoping that they can raise the finance after, which is it's very risky. So.
Yeah. So Sean, what about you then? What are you up to right now? So you've obviously got over 90 rent-to-rent social housing deals.
Yeah, we just split up with, temporary accommodation, supported accommodation. So
Yeah.
for me now, supported accommodation, I do that specifically in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually expanding the business nationwide. So originally I was planning on expanding the business nationwide. I don't know if you remember last year, I was planning on doing that via the supported accommodation business. Now my plans have changed. I'm still expanding nationwide, but I'm changing the strategy to temporary accommodation because supported accommodation is great, very lucrative business if done correctly. However, it's a lot of turning like cogs, like a lot of turning cogs to make it work. You need to have a lot of people on the ground for it to run successfully. So I'm thinking, for me to scale up nationwide just means I'm going to have so much like team and growth in terms of the headache. And it's just going to be, I don't think it's worth the reward, to be honest. Whereas temporary accommodation now is 100% worth the reward, because once the tenants moved in, there's no support element. So it's a support element that makes it hard. And the property audits and working with the council, it can be quite daunting at times. So yeah, that's my plan now. It's just continue scaling temporary accommodation, working with lots of different councils all around the UK doing that. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So you kind of take that support element out of it. Now all you've got to focus on, which you're obviously great at because you've done 90 of them, is finding the deal. You know, building that relationship with the agent, the landlord, you get the property, you guarantee the rent to the landlord, and then you would then give it to the council.
Exactly, yeah.
What is the contract though? You know, with the council ones, what is the contract?
So it depends on what deal you're doing. So the council have different schemes, different temporary accommodation schemes. So they have the nightly rate. That's my preferred one because the way that works is very simple. You get a tenant and they'll pay you a nightly rate. And you negotiate that rate. And it's great because you can make anything from like 500 to, you know, £1,500 per month.
Profit,
profit after all costs. And it's very minimal operations as well. So that's why you can literally scale it, and you can be nationwide. I could be in Dubai and do this. And actually, we've got mentees in the program. We've got one mentee in America. We've got one mentee in Paris that are doing this strategy.
It's mad.
So it shows that it can work from anywhere. It doesn't matter the fact that they're in Paris and America, because as I said, everything can be outsourced. So so you've got the nightly rate, and then the other one is that you lease it to the council directly. So there's lots of different schemes, because what's happening in the temporary accommodation sector is it's a very costly sector for the councils, and some councils are starting to change the schemes. So rather than giving you a nightly rate, what they're doing is giving you an upfront incentive where they'll pay you like 2 to 3 months rent upfront. And then what they'll do, they'll lease the property off you instead of giving you a nightly rate. Because the only issue with the nightly rate is you don't have no contract with them. It's literally done on a nightly basis. You just invoice them at the end of the month. But they'll lease the property off you for like up to 5 years, sometimes longer. And then the way they're doing it now is the tenant will have to pay a top up. So they'll pay you, and the tenant will pay a top up out of the housing benefits. So it still works really well, and there's mentees doing this strategy, and it's working really well across the UK as well.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so good though, honestly. Like when we see students join the program with like zero property knowledge, or maybe they've had a bad experience in property, like for example, Zap Properties. So John from Zap Properties, he was losing money. He was doing rent-to-rent, serviced accommodation. He said he lost like 20k doing that strategy. Sorry, it was 10 or 20k. Can't remember.
I'm sure it was 15 actually.
Okay.
But in the middle.
In the middle. So he's lost 15k doing rent-to-rent, serviced accommodation, so like Airbnbs. Then he's joined the program. I've worked with him a little bit on the buying side. You've worked with him obviously on the rent-to-rent, social housing side, rent-to-rent, temporary accommodation. He's now smashing it.
He's killing it. He's onboarding so many properties, and he's much happier because
you can tell.
There's less turning cogs. There's more. Once you've got the property on board, there's nothing to do. It's not guests checking in and out every 5 minutes, and hospitality, reviews, and cleaning and changing of linen, all this stuff, and parties, and people trashing the house, and for me, it's a lot less risky, and I don't. When I was doing service accommodation, I didn't like the fact that I had to keep starting the blank canvas every month. I don't want to start on the blank canvas every month because it gives me PTSD from the sales days. It gives me PTSD from when I used to sell cars, man. It's like you get a very low basic and then you get high commissions. And yes, I used to do well, but it's like every month I'm like, man, I'm on a blank canvas again.
Starting out from zero.
Yeah. And that's what service accommodation was like for me. I'd look at like the calendar. We'd be in March. I'd be looking like April and May. I'm like, wow, we've got no bookings yet. And what I love about temporary accommodation is you have that financial stability, gives you that. You can plan, you can budget because you know this is what's coming in next month, May, June, July, August. Like everything, it's all there.
So like just to recap then, so basically someone would take a property from a landlord, guarantee their rent, then they would lease it to the council, temporary and emergency accommodation, or they would get the nightly rate. So that's kind of how it works. 2 different ways.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
exactly
you, man.
it.
No, that's great. You know what? I feel like we've dropped a lot of gems on people today.
Yeah.
Any closing messages, what you want to say to people?
I would say your network is your net worth. Do what you can to get in bigger rooms. That's what I realized. And that's for me, that's why I'm going to America next week, because I want to do what it takes to get into bigger rooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to Dubai in April because I want to get into bigger rooms. I want to try and expand my network. And I think that's really important because you are who you hang around with. That's the reality. Whether you think it or not, the energy will rub off on you. So if you hang around with people that are very negative, you hang around people that have a lot of limited beliefs and don't really want to push themselves, I promise you that energy, even on a subconscious level, is going to rub off on you without you even realizing it. Whereas you hang around with people that feel almost like delusional that they can achieve anything that they want to achieve, the conversation is going to be different. It's going to have you thinking, you know what? They can do it. I can do it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the sort of people that I want to be hanging around with. I want to hang around with people that make me feel like I can do more, I can be more. I don't want to hang around with people that want to take the power away from me, that I believe in myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that is crucial, and I think that's why I love HPA.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. We have a community, everyone's moving the same direction, everyone is growing, everyone's trying to push themselves to get to that next level. And you see in the academy, everyone's energy is like high right now.
Yeah.
People are closing deals.
Yeah.
And everyone's got a dopamine hit and everyone's trying to help each other get to that next level. So it's great to see.
Yeah, it is, honestly. I mean, we've got a lot of people in the community and it is great. And it's a positive community. And I think we always do that. Like, I can remember when someone's put negativity in the community, we had to just tell them straight, guys, this will not be tolerated. Like, we're a positive community. We work with each other. We help lift each other up.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about. I think my biggest takeaway my biggest thing that I want people to know, it's on my heart right now. I need to tell people. Basically, my grandma told me this. She said, shy people get nothing. My grandma has passed away, but of all the things she told me, she gave me a lot of gems. That was the biggest gem that stuck with me. Shy people get nothing. Sometimes I'm too introverted, I've been too shy, but I said to myself, forget that. I need to put myself out there, start my YouTube channel, my Instagram. It's opened up so many doors. I think anyone watching that might be in the same boat, where they're thinking about starting like their channel or their social media platforms for their business or whatever it might be, and they're just holding back. They need to just go for it.
Yeah, 100%.
The amount of doors and collaborations, opportunities, sponsorships, there's tons.
Yeah,
and investors, partners, there's loads you can do, the social media thing.
You've obviously inspired me to start my own YouTube channel because I've been saying it for ages, but I've just been like, have I really got the time? And I feel like for me, I've seen the doors open for you, and it's been great, man. And also as well, the people genuinely get so much value in your videos. I just thought to myself, do you know what? I need to do this now.
Yeah, the biggest compliment I've ever had is people saying how authentic that we come across.
Yeah, 100%.
They're saying like, we watch your podcast, you're so authentic. I love that, and I think that will not change. We'll keep that same energy. Super important.
Yeah, 100%, man. Because if you're not authentic, what are you? Like, you're just not yourself, and you're like everyone else. Yeah. So what makes people want to watch you? What makes people want to engage with you? Because you're not even who you are. Like, what's really funny is when you meet someone in real life, and let's say you follow them on social media, you connected with them, or you watch their YouTube, and they are completely different. Like, and there's a lot of people in the property world where I've been following them, and I meet them in real life. I'm like, who are you? Like, are you just totally different in person to what you portray on social media? Yeah. And with me and you, no one can say that about us. How are we on social media and how we are on YouTube? It's exactly the way we are in person. There is no different. It's the same energy that you're going to get. Yeah.
It's just, I wish we could document more.
Yeah.
I wish we could like show more of the actual real stuff what goes on. But unfortunately, like if you vlogged your full day, certain bits that would be in that vlog would cause you massive problems with your business.
100%. Yeah.
Like, especially when it comes to like the councils and different stuff like that.
Yeah, there's certain things, especially with because I do like social housing, a lot of the stuff is very confidential.
Yeah, and you get some crazy stuff. Like, you're here today with me, and I'm listening to your converse. Like, oh, damn, you got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, that happened.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%.
Like, someone did that out of your window in your property.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, just today, this morning, we had a phone call that last night, one of the properties, so 2 women had a fight.
Yeah.
Blood all over the walls. Person tried to stab someone else.
Like a Birmingham fight. Like
Proper
a fight,
Birmingham. Yeah. 100%
Not like a
serious.
Bedfordshire fight.
Yeah.
Or Oxfordshire. We're talking a Birmingham
We're
B1
talking,
fight.
Yeah, we're talking serious with knives. Like,
It's not even a joke.
Yeah. So it's like, it's massive. But these are the things I have to deal with on a daily basis. This is what people don't see. People see the lifestyle, they see whatever else they want to see on social media. But what they don't see is what we have to do behind closed doors to actually keep these cogs turning and run a successful business. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So you need resilience, but also you need to be in a position where you pour into yourself, because if you don't pour into yourself, because I think this is why we don't get burnt out as entrepreneurs, because we're constantly, we know what we need to do to pour in ourselves.
Yeah.
If not, me and you would be burnt out, because our work rate and the hours that we work is not normal. Like,
do you mean like be kind to yourself?
No, but self-care. So like you mentioned earlier, you like going to the gym, you like going to a spa, you like traveling. Like that's you pouring into yourself. That's you, and that's you filling your own cup so that you can fill into other people and fill into others. Whereas if you wasn't doing that, I guarantee you'd be burnt out.
Straight, I definitely would. Like when I done therapy before, it was years back, about 3 years ago, did therapy. One of the biggest takeaways I got from it was be kind to yourself. It's kind of like what you're saying, like pour into yourself. Like basically just love yourself. Like I know it sounds a bit like, it might sound a bit funny, 2 guys talking about love themselves, but hey, people need to listen. 95% of my audience is men.
Yeah, wow.
So like, what would be your message for the men watching? Specifically a message for the guys watching.
I would say work on yourself more than your business. Work on yourself more than your job. Your business cannot outgrow your personal identity.
Break that down for me, bro, that last bit. Your business cannot
outgrow your personal identity. So it can't outgrow who you are. So what that means is that you constantly need to be working on yourself, whether that's mentally, spiritually, physically. So for me, mentally, I like to read books. I like to listen to podcasts. I like to, invest in myself in terms of getting mentors, etc., on different topics.
Man, you're inspiring me today, man. honestly, when this is wrapped up, I'm just going into study mode again.
Yeah.
I'm going to just get my mind right. Yeah. It's inspiring me.
And one of the things that I do daily, and that's a non-negotiable, is I read 10 pages a day of a book, minimum. So, and the reason why it's 10 pages, because 10 pages is not a lot. So you want to start off, to build a habit, you want to start off small and progressively increase the intensity. Yeah. So you just read 10 pages, which is nice and easy, and then you'll find yourself actually, I might read 20, but minimum 10. And then go to the gym, like work on yourself. Because you mentioned that you go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Like we need to be working on ourselves. And then what you find is when you start working yourself mentally, spiritually, you mentioned praying as well. Work yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, everything else falls into place. Yeah. Because you become a stronger person in all those areas. Yeah. And then you have the resilience to handle business. Because here's the thing, one last thing on this is like, I remember back in the day, I used to wish I'd have this big business. Like I just wish like, oh, why haven't I got this big business now? And you know what? Looking back, I didn't have the mindset to handle the stress that comes with a big business. Like I used to have one little problem and my head would be falling off, man. I'd like ruin my whole evening. Yeah. Whereas now, I have so much bigger problems, so much bigger issues. But here's the thing, because I've grown as a person, it doesn't affect me as much. Yeah. Like I can deal with it, and I can deal with it in a way where you think, wow, like I've just forgotten about it straight away. Solution, bang, done. Yeah. Like whereas before, I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
I was even saying this today to James. Was saying that like we had a problem with staff member today, and basically I said to James, you know what? I'm not going to over stress about it. Like I've dealt with much bigger things than this. This is a very, very, very small fish in a big pond. Yeah. So I just think that it does help. The more experience you get, the more confidence you get.
100%. Yeah.
But it's like if someone is in that early part of their business journey, I think we need to give them a message and say, keep going. Like don't give up. Keep going, and you're going to get stronger from when the tough stuff happens to you. Makes you so much stronger so you can take on more. Yeah. And it's all experience you can use in the future.
Yeah, and final thing on this for me is like, you have to look at what is it teaching me. So rather than saying, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Yeah. Because what this does, it eliminates the victim mentality.
Yeah.
It's very easy to have a victim mentality. It's very easy to think, oh, why does this always happen to me?
Yeah.
Why aren't I getting my breakthrough? But the issue is, when you ask yourself all those questions, you're not growing.
Yeah.
Because you're not looking. The lesson is right in front of you, but you're not able to see it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I always say to myself is like, what is this teaching me? And I try and learn from it.
Exactly, and take accountability. Like, this
100%.
thing's happened because I haven't done this. Most of the time, most problems is this has happened because I don't have this in place,
Yeah.
or I've not done this, or I made this mistake. You know what I mean? Or I've
100%.
got this bad habit, or it could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Sean, I feel like we've helped people today. I'm glad. If people can learn from conversations or experiences, then that's all we can ask for.
100%.
Yeah. Guys, last thing from me and Sean, if you do want to work with us this year, you want me and Sean as your mentors, we can help you to start, scale, and grow your property portfolio. If you're serious, you're driven, you're ready to take action, and have us as your mentors, then click on the link in the description of this video, see how we can help you.